Alright, what's going on everyone? Rob here with Our Killer Outdoors. Little different video for me today. Not hunting, not fishing, not outside, not messing with the boat. I just want to go over how I started this YouTube channel about 6 months ago, the camera gear I used, the things I learned, and my plan for 2023 and how I'm going to make the experience better for anyone that's watched the video. So stick with me. I'll go through all my gear, what I used this season, and what I liked, what I didn't like, what I did wrong, what I have to improve on. So first things first, what camera did I use? And the camera I used this year was the GoPro Hero 3. And to be honest, I had this camera sitting in a drawer for, I don't know, at least a decade that I haven't used it much. I messed with it a little bit for hunting. I hate the GoPro for hunting. I still hate the GoPro for hunting, first and foremost. But I thought, man, it would be cool to get some of my fishing videos on the GoPro. So I started off like everyone wearing the chest mount, and I had all kinds of battery issues and everything, as you know, because the GoPro Hero 3 is old. One of the big knocks on it was battery life was not good. That's why they made the GoPro Hero 3 Plus with a little bit battery life way back then. Technology through the roof since this point in time. But as far as video goes, I mean, this thing takes a decent video. I'm not going to knock it. So next step was to try and figure out how to use this on my boat and in my fishing videos without the chest mount, because I really didn't love the chest mount. I think the chest mount has good uses for times, but I really wanted people to see me fishing, see me casting, see my hook set. And these videos are a way for me as a sports player my whole life to film study, see the things I'm doing wrong, because I love to fish. I spend a lot of time fishing. I would not necessarily say I'm a good fisherman. And if you don't know you're not a good fisherman, if you don't see the mistakes you're making, there's no way to correct them. So this was kind of a film study for me, as well as show everyone else what I was doing. So the camera this year was a Hero 3 by the GoPro. So one thing was battery life, like we talked about. So how did I fix that issue? Well, I bought this. This pole from my YOLO Tech can plug right in to where your boat light goes. And then with the lights on your boat, you could power this pole, which powers this charger, which has all the different connections for all your GoPros, iPhones, anything you want to charge. And I could hook this right into my GoPro Hero 3 and keep a charge just like that. And then of course put it in its case, and it has the attachment right for the GoPro to go on it. So problem solved with the power. So now I got power to my videos, as you could see in the first couple. So I shot the first 3-4 videos, and then next issue was my sound quality was garbage, because the camera's in the back of the boat. I'm on the front of the boat most of the time, facing off the front of the boat fishing. You guys can't hear me. Now, if I had a guy on the back of the boat, you could pick up what he was saying slightly. So how did I solve that issue? Like anyone in modern days, I went to Amazon and I bought a set of external mics. The ones I went with were the Phonto mics. And I'll link all the products in the description. So I got these mics, and next feat was, how do I attach an external mic to the Hero 3? Well, it attaches through the same port that the charger goes into. So you had to buy the micro USB cord, which Amazon, again, thank you. I bought this Movo one, and this plugs in, and then you have your jack. One goes to the camera, one goes to the mics, and this came with them, as you can see. This one goes to the camera, and then you plug this end, the microphone end, into the receiver, because you need the receiver. And now with the transmitters, you could turn them on and they'll link to the receiver and pick up your audio through the mics here. And you can plug them up so they're on your waist, run cords with microphones to them. I've done both. Both seem to work okay. So problem solved, right? Now I got my mic hooked to my GoPro Hero 3, but I only got one micro SD port. Now I can't run the mics and the power at the same time. So how did I solve that issue? research on the internet, I found this, an old battery extension for the Hero3. So this plugs onto the Hero3 like such. And now the camera's just a little bit bigger, so I needed to buy a little bigger mount for it. And then I need to modify my mount because I needed to get to the charging port on it. So now I can plug my mic up in to the camera, and on this back port on the battery extension, I could take my micro SD from here. Boom, now I done it. I got power and I got external mics, and I got a wired mesh coming off it. But it all works, and you can wire it all together, and I'll show you how to do that real quick. So first of all, got to get your camera in the housing, and this is the housing I bought. Again, Amazon, thank you. Oh, those external batteries, eBay. They're the originals for the GoPro. There's still a lot of stuff out for like a GoPro Hero 3 that's available on eBay. So that's where I got them. Got your little screws. So you can get that on there, and then you got your charging port, like I said, on the battery, which I had, you can see that's where I had to make the mod to get the charging point there. Just a little drilling. Make sure that's in there snug. And then your microphone receiver comes off the GoPro itself. And then what I would do was I would take my clip and I would clip this right to the power cord. So there's my setup. That's what it looked like hanging off the back of my boat. And I would just point at the front, hit record, wear my external mic on my chest somewhere. And now I got power to the camera all day, microphone to the camera, good audio. And that worked really well. That's the meat and potatoes of how my videos were made this year. Very old technology, I know, but it still works, as you can see watching it in my videos. So that's how I started the channel. And honestly, I want to say I bought the pole for around $130. The microphones were another, I think I got them on sale for around $90. You could probably pick up a GoPro Hero 3, and the batteries and stuff I bought, I'd say the camera would be less than $50 on eBay. The batteries and everything I bought were probably $12, $15 a piece on eBay. So for about, I'd say under $400, if you have your boat already, you're making YouTube videos with a GoPro Hero 3. I know you can use your cell phone and everything like that. I just like having my cell phone on me in case I have an emergency call or something like that. So I tried to shy away from using the cell phone to make videos much. I will do it for other recording things and as I'm shooting quick videos, but as far as the bulk of the 8 hours recording on the boat, this is what I did. So, inclement weather, which you've seen sometimes last year. I did buy the waterproof case because the Hero 3 is not a waterproof camera. So I bought the waterproof case. Downside of that is once I would lock it in this box, there's no charging, there's no power, there's no nothing. So I do have 4 batteries for my Hero 3, and I do have 2 of those larger batteries. So I can still record 8 to 10 hours. You just have to swap videos out. And then in the rain, you got to be very careful swapping out your electronics in the camera because it's not waterproof. So that brings me to my next point. What do I do in 2023 to make the experience a little better for you guys? So I'm not going to totally ditch the GoPro Hero 3. I like the microphones. I'm going to stay with them. The pole makes all the difference in the world for me because I like having the pole on the back of the camera. I like that to just launch the boat, turn that camera on, go about my business, let that camera run. So how am I going to make it better? Well, a new GoPro. So I went, found the GoPro Hero 8 on sale. I jumped in, bought a new GoPro Hero 8. So once I did that, I went on GoPro.com, used my 30% off since I'm pro staff, and I bought, to solve the problems I was having last year, how you get power and microphones to it, I bought their media hookup. I bought 2 more batteries for it. I bought a battery charger for it. I did buy the waterproof case for it so I could shoot maybe some underwater videos, something like that, because this one is waterproof. Just going to show you what this one looks like and how much better the technology's got over the years when this one's fully hooked up. So, and like I said, GoPro Hero 3 is not gone. This is probably going to be my chest camera. I'm gonna commit to it. I'm gonna wear this camera on my chest every time I'm out, running this camera on the back in the traditional way. That way, whichever view is better on the fish catches. If I'm fishing top water off the right side of the boat and I have a good blow up, you're going to see it on the chest camera rather than seeing just me set the hook and me telling you how good of a blow up it was. So I can use the camera side by side in my video editing, and all my video editing is done with iMovie and various apps from Apple. And I bought an iPad that I use strictly for video editing, 256 megabyte. And big thing that people ask is how I get the videos from the GoPro. So I bought just a little SD card reader that goes to any Apple product. This plugs in with just your normal SD card. I can now pull everything right off my SD card and put it on either my iPhone or my iPad for my video editing. And that's how I did everything. So not to get sidetracked, what's it look like next year? So this is pretty cool, actually. You've seen my setup, all the wires hanging and all the downfalls of the Hero 3. Well, once you get this media case on, it solves almost all your problems with the Hero 8. So you have your microphone port, you have your charging slot, you have everything right on the back of this camera. And you don't need any external cases because the cameras now have their own little screw-ins. So I'll hook this up and show you exactly how much better this is going to look this year. And not that looks matter, video matters, and this is going to shoot a higher frame video as well. So now the extra cord that I bought that you need for the Hero 3, don't need that anymore. This is cool too. So this little media has a clip where the microphone will go right on the clip. Now it's on the side of the camera, it's plugged up, and then my charging cable is just going to loop right around, find the right one because this is the one that has them all on it. And boom, there it is. Now I'm mic'd up and I'm charging all off that one little media mod that I bought. And I'm on the same pole and I'm on the back of the boat. So that's the plan. Like I said, the Hero 3, it's going to go on the chest mount, and I'm going to make a commitment to wear that. I did it in my Florida video. If you guys watched my Florida video, because I wasn't on my boat, I wore the chest mount the whole time. It turned out well. At that time, I only had enough battery power to give me about 5.5 hours of footage. Now I have enough to give me a full 8 hours of footage, which if I can't make a video after 8 hours of fishing, I really need to pick a different hobby. Not saying I'm the greatest fisherman, but 8 hours without catching the fish, that's a very, very long day and a tough day. So I'll drop all the links to everything I use this year, everything I plan to use next year. If you have any questions about what I did, how I did anything, or if you have any improvements for me, please. Like I said, I've been doing this for 6 months, figured out a lot of problems, always tried to figure out how to solve my problems, and I know I'm not perfect. So if you can think of anything I'm missing, drop it in the comments. I really appreciate you guys' time. Thank you. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2023. Hope to see you guys back next year.